My mother used to whip me so bad I used to have to wear turtlenecks in the summertime. One time, we were Athens Park where we learned how to swim, and this dude, he had webs all over him, and the police came, like, took him away. My mother like, wear a sweater.
When D.L. Hughley tells that story today, people laugh because he is a comedian. That is what he has always done. Turn pain into humor. But beneath the joke sits something deeply human. A difficult childhood, hard lessons. He spent his entire youth fighting those survival battles, never imagining that the ultimate reward for enduring the storm would be an oasis of pure peace. Now, stepping into life at 63 years old, that chaotic, high-energy world has gently given way to a beautiful, serene reality. The man who once fought for survival now starts his morning peacefully brewing coffee, looking over at his partner with a warm smile in a home filled with genuine happiness. This is the hallmark of an iconic Hollywood love story. In an industry where relationships easily fracture under the blinding lights of fame, Hughley and his devoted wife, LaDonna Hughley, have walked hand in hand through a resilient 40-year marriage that began in poverty long before global stardom. So what does the peaceful, everyday routine and private lifestyle of Hughley look like behind the velvet curtains, surrounded by his wife and loved ones? The answer lies in a beautiful, conscious balance between a legendary career and the quiet sanctuary of home. Even as he moves through 2026, Hughley continues to maintain a relentless, high-demand touring schedule, crisscrossing the nation with dozens of live stand-up shows heavily booked throughout his Hughley tour dates. Yet the chaos of the road no longer consumes him. Today, his ultimate priority is fiercely directed toward his household, acting as a deeply attentive husband, a protective father, and an incredibly warm grandfather. As he embraces this mature chapter of life, Hughley's philosophy on happiness has evolved profoundly. The roaring laughter he spent a lifetime chasing from massive audiences has taken a back seat to the simple, priceless chuckles shared around the family dinner table. This emotional shift is most evident in how he embraces his role as a grandfather. During a heartfelt appearance on the Tamron Hall show, he openly reflected on how grandfatherhood completely transformed his perspective, revealing that being around his granddaughter brought a lighter, more relaxed energy into his soul, entirely free from the heavy, anxious responsibilities of early fatherhood. For Hughley, waking up each morning to see his loved ones healthy, safe, and at peace is no longer taken for granted. It is viewed as life's ultimate privilege. He firmly treats his family as his ultimate goal, a sacred space dedicated to building a safer, kinder world for the next generation. Though their path was never perfect, marked by heavily publicized past trials including infidelity, a frightening battle with COVID-19, and intense public scrutiny, he and LaDonna have remained fiercely unbroken side by side, proving that family is not just a duty, but their ultimate source of human strength. But to secure such a deeply fulfilling anchor and unbothered peace at age 63 today, how exactly did Hughley and his wife sacrifice, forgive, and build a resilient marriage that has successfully withstood the test of time for over 40 years? Long before he found his peace, Hughley grew up in the dangerous, high-risk streets of South Central Los Angeles, a harsh environment where gunfire and ruthless gang wars were simply an everyday reality. Swept up by this surrounding chaos, he eventually joined the notorious Bloods street gang, a dangerous path that completely shattered his education and resulted in a relentless cycle of expulsions from multiple schools due to fighting and gang activities. In a remarkably raw and candid interview available, Hughley vividly recalled the volatile nature of his teenage years.
I got kicked out of Gardena High, then I went to Locke High, then I got kicked out of Locke High, then I went to San Pedro High, then I got kicked out of San Pedro High. Then I went to night school. They wouldn't let me go to school in the daytime. Ain't that fucked up? So I went to school at nighttime.
However, the definitive turning point of his life arrived through a sudden, devastating tragedy when his cousin was brutally murdered by a fellow member of the Bloods due to escalating gang conflicts. This heartbreaking loss served as a profound wake-up call for Hughley in his early 20s, making him realize that the path he was on led only to a casket or a prison cell. Driven by this harsh realization, he made the incredibly dangerous decision to walk away from the gang life completely, showing a level of mature patience and iron discipline that few possessed at his age. He successfully earned his GED and secured a legitimate job at the Los Angeles Times, determinedly starting from the absolute bottom in the telemarketing department. He understood early on that changing his life meant a total, painful restructuring of his character rather than continuing down the old path, choosing to look far into the future and calculate each step with intense focus. Witnessing relentless violence, family fractures, and painful losses from such a young age did not break Hughley's spirit. Instead, it ignited a fierce, burning hunger within his soul to build an unbreakable family of his own. So carrying those blood-soaked survival lessons and a relentless desire to change his fate from his youth, how did this resilient man finally meet his true destiny and begin writing the historic 40-year chapter of his beautiful marriage? The answer began unfolding on February 22, 1986, the day Hughley and LaDonna Hughley officially tied the knot. Walking hand in hand into the year 2026, they have now spent exactly 4 fully completed decades together, standing tall as one of the most resilient, celebrated, and deeply respected marriages in the entire American entertainment industry. Their historic journey originally dates back to the early 1980s, when they crossed paths while working together at a telemarketing company in Los Angeles. At that time, Hughley was just a struggling young man with an empty pocket, zero fame, and a highly uncertain future. LaDonna chose to stand by him when he had absolutely nothing to offer but his dreams. She became his fiercest believer and the ultimate catalyst for his career. Following the birth of their first child, LaDonna looked at him and laid down a life-altering ultimatum. He had exactly 1 year to pursue professional stand-up comedy with everything he had, or he would need to return to a stable, traditional job. It was this fierce, unwavering push that gave Hughley the raw courage to step onto the comedy stage and relentlessly chase his true calling. Yet, a 40-year marriage in the blinding lights of Hollywood is never a straight path of roses. As documented across numerous retrospective celebrity profiles, Hughley has courageously and publicly admitted to committing multiple infidelities during the height of his sudden global fame, particularly following the massive success of the original kings of comedy. The overwhelming pressures of Hollywood, the seductive temptations of newfound wealth, and the lingering shadows of his chaotic youth presented devastating trials for their household. LaDonna was forced to navigate profound, unimaginable emotional pain, including a heavily publicized situation where Hughley fathered a child outside of their marriage, a child who tragically passed away later on. Despite the immense heartbreak that would have instantly shattered most relationships, LaDonna chose the path of deep grace, profound understanding, and radical forgiveness. Her unconditional love and immense patience ultimately became the mirror that forced him to confront his gravest mistakes. In an industry where quick divorces and messy scandals are treated as standard routine, the Hughley's 40-year milestone stands as a living, breathing monument to true love and the human capacity to survive the worst storms. LaDonna proved to be the ultimate ride-or-die partner, the fierce guardian of their household and the anchor who raised her husband into the man he is today. Standing together at age 63, the couple continues to openly express their profound, timeless gratitude for one another. Sheltered by a great love for 40 years, how was the aura of a comedy legend nurtured and flourished within this very family home? The truth is, Hughley's legendary status was never built in a vacuum away from his household. It was entirely fueled by it. Throughout his decades-long career, his brilliant comedic style has stood out for its raw, drawing directly from his real-world experiences as a dedicated husband and father. Many of his most iconic, timeless stand-up routines heavily revolve around the chaotic realities of married life, the immense pressure of being the family provider, and the relatable struggles of modern parenting. Whenever he delivers his famous bits about "my wife" or drops hilariously sharp jokes about raising children, audiences do not just laugh, they connect. They see a realistic, deeply grounded man who masterfully transforms ordinary family moments into biting, profound, and universally relatable humor. Behind the scenes of this demanding industry, LaDonna and their children have continuously provided the essential safe haven that keeps Hughley's spirit unbroken amidst the volatile pressures of Hollywood. This family unit acts as his ultimate recharging station, a sacred space where the heavy armor of a public celebrity can be completely dropped. When looking back at his monumental journey to becoming a true comedy legend, this prestigious title cannot merely be attributed to Hughley's individual genius. LaDonna was the one who anchored his life when he was completely unknown, intentionally constructing a stable, loving household so he could confidently pour his entire soul into mastering the stage. Her presence remains the living proof of the absolute power of lifelong partnership, demonstrating that his towering public greatness was quietly bankrolled by her private devotion. Yet, behind this illustrious legend and the seemingly fairy tale-like picture of a 40-year marriage, what darker shadows and devastating backstage mistakes did this man have to bravely confront within the seductive traps of Hollywood? The glitter of stardom quickly gave way to a painful reality as Hughley's career completely exploded following the massive success of the original Kings of Comedy and his hit sitcom, The Hughleys. Swept up by the relentless pressures of sudden fame, grueling touring schedules, and the endless temptations of the entertainment industry, Hughley repeatedly strayed from his marital vows. In a deeply candid retrospective interview on Oprah Winfrey Network's Black Love, Hughley confessed that during those rebellious years, he was immature in normalizing his toxic behavior by saying, "I never associated cheating with being a moral failure. I thought it was kind of what people did." This warped perspective and his reckless actions left devastating emotional scars on LaDonna, threatening to shatter the very foundation of the family they had built. While Hughley was out under the bright stage lights bringing roaring laughter to millions of adoring fans, LaDonna was left entirely alone in the shadows to confront the agonizing reality of public rumors. Compounding this immense emotional burden was the fact that their son, Kyle, was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome at a very young age. The household was forced to endure a crushing double pressure: the public weight of Hollywood fame alongside the deep private anxieties of caring for a child on the autism spectrum. Hughley frequently expressed his terrifying fear that Kyle's unique behavioral quirks could easily be misunderstood by law enforcement, putting his life in extreme danger as a young black man in America. Throughout those grueling years, LaDonna carried this immense weight in silent, fierce dedication. The ultimate turning point came when Hughley finally woke up to the immense trauma he was inflicting upon his devoted wife and household. Looking back at his actions, he courageously admitted that he had been emotionally and spiritually abusive to the woman who loved him most, prompting a deep, conscious decision to completely alter his path. Instead of walking away and abandoning their history, LaDonna chose the difficult path of open, raw dialogue, profound forgiveness, and active healing. Now, Hughley's greatest masterpiece isn't a classic comedy show or a sold-out stadium tour, but the 40-year marriage he built with his devoted wife, LaDonna. What are your thoughts on Hughley's incredible journey from a turbulent youth to a fulfilling 40-year family sanctuary? How do you feel about LaDonna's profound patience and the true price of building a legacy behind the bright Hollywood lights?